The sun set, and the stars came out. Finally, I thought to myself, being the boss of the cheese factory wasn't as easy as you'd think. It wasn't just sitting on your chair and bossing people around. There was also ordering ingredients, fixing things that broke, and paying the employees who deserved it. I left the factory and saw Sam. Sam walks toward me. "Hello there, Henry," Sam said. Sam was my most trustworthy employee. I didn't know what he was, but he looked like a teddy bear, if that made sense. Sam hated cheese, but he still worked here. "Yo, big man," I said. "Thanks for fixing those pipes. I don't know how you do it." "A magician never reveals his secrets," Sam said proudly. "Where are you going?" "Somewhere secret," I said. "Very funny," Sam said. "Anyways, see you when Monday hits." Sam left. I climbed over a fence, jumped onto a tree, and dug a hole into a wall to reveal a secret tunnel. I walked through and entered my secret hangout. I grabbed 2 sticks, rubbing them together to start a fire. This was where I'd be sleeping tonight. This hangout of mine was built some time ago. In there, I could be by myself and sleep under the stars. It helped take my mind off the stress of owning a corporation. But I wasn't alone. The sounds of fabric touching dirt echoed from within the tunnel. Something had gone inside. I'd forgotten to cover the hole into my hangout. I thought it was an animal, so I went to the tunnel to check. It wasn't an animal. At least, it didn't resemble any animal I'd seen. It held 2 food products in its fingerless paws, those products being cheese and garlic bread. It looks like Sam, except it had what looks like a massive lump in its throat. The creature placed the cheese on the ground and squashed it with one paw, and then picked up the melted cheese and spread it onto the garlic bread with its paws. When it was done, it stepped toward me. "What are you?" I asked. It was anthropomorphic, like a Robloxian, so I decided to see if it could communicate. The thing didn't respond. Instead, it ran toward me at alarming speed, grabbed one of my legs, and twisted the leg until it snapped. It broke my leg with its bare paws. It then came closer towards me. Its intentions were clear. It wanted to kill me. I screamed, hoping somebody would come to my aid. And thankfully, somebody did. Sam came through the tunnel and saw me in danger. "You!" Sam yelled. The thing turned around to face Sam. "You crossed the line! First you take my favorite food and mix it with cheese, and then you try to hurt my boss? You're going to pay!" Sam ran toward the thing. The thing stopped, as though it couldn't move. Sam grabs the thing and threw it into the fire. He made sure it couldn't leave by keeping his foot on its body. The thing slowly burned and stopped moving. In rage, Sam grabbed a stick and carved the letters S, A, and M into the bear's fur. "What was that?" I asked. "Something I made," Sam said. "They're not usually like this, but this one misbehaved. I suppose I made them too similar to the real Sam paused, as though he'd said something he shouldn't have said. "Go on," I said. "Never mind," Sam said. "How's your leg?" "Awful," I said honestly. "I'll fix that," Sam said. He grabbed my leg and twisted it back in place. "There you go." I channeled all my energy into not screaming. "Better, thanks," I said. Sam held garlic bread out in one paw. "Want some?" he asked. "Sure," I said, taking the garlic bread. "Things have been strange lately," Sam said. "People lately have been looking for these things called puzzle pieces. I don't know about you, but I think something big is going to happen." "Interesting," I said. "Anyway, I gotta bounce," Sam said. "Stay safe, man." "Yeah, you too," I said. Sam entered the tunnel and disappeared from sight. I looked at the bear. It baffled me how a creature as innocent looking as that could do such disgusting things with no hesitation. It was dead, but I felt like it deserved worse. That's when I had an idea. I'd experiment on the body, and make it as awful on the outside as it was on the inside. And then I'd hang it outside an area populated with bears, like a scarecrow, so I could show those monsters what happened when they messed with the wrong Robloxians. I put out the fire, and lifted the scorched body onto my back. I then took it to the factory. I went downstairs into my lab, a place I used to ensure the cheese tasted as good as possible. I strapped the bear's corpse to a seat, and got to work. First, I cut off the bear's legs, along with its left arm. I kept the right arm intact though, to show that this creature used to have other limbs. Next, I gouged both of the bear's eyes out, and cut the eye sockets out to make them bigger. I replaced the empty eye sockets with 2 orange glass eyes, which didn't fit the sockets, but it looked hideous, so it worked. Finally, I sliced at the bear's mouth, cutting it until it resembled a gruesome smile. I was done, so I let it rot and tried to sleep. It was late. and although I wanted to go back to my hangout, I was too tired, so I lay down on the floor and slept. The next day, I woke up. A loud, distorted noise was playing, coming from behind me, so I turned around. The mutilated bear corpse was moving. Its eyes turned to look at me, but it couldn't move as it was still strapped to the seat. I was shocked. At first I thought I was a genius, bringing this thing to life Frankenstein style, but that was impossible, as the only thing I did was damage it further. That's when I realized what was actually happening. The bear never died in the first place. Its body was broken in the fire, but there was little internal damage. That means I'd effectively tortured this thing while it was still alive, but the bear deserved it. It was a monster after all. I took the straps off the bear. It fell to the floor and tried to crawl around with its remaining arm, but it could barely move. Despite the creature lacking eyes or a mouth to convey emotion, I could tell the creature was miserable in this state. I left the lab, leaving the creature to rot in its own broken body. After all, I had to run a factory. Things that day at the factory were fairly normal, although Sam seemed troubled. "Hey, is something wrong, man?" I asked Sam. "Yes," Sam said. "I went to your secret place to see the dead bear, and it was gone." "That's weird, fam," I said. "Really weird." "Do you have any idea where the bear went?" Sam asked. "It may not be dead, and considering how dangerous it is, it could come after your employees." I knew where the bear was, but Sam didn't, so I looked at Sam and said, "Things will be fine, man. That bear, if it's smart, will hide if it sees me. It'd never win a fight against me." "Indeed, but I genuinely need to know where it went. It's very important," Sam said. "It isn't, man," I said. "Go back to work." Giving Sam the cold shoulder surprised him, so he left, but not before saying, "You're taking this very lightly, Henry. Those bears, they leave traces." Sam's words confused me, but I kept running the factory anyways. When the sun started to set, everybody left, and it was just me. I went back to my lab, expecting to see the broken bear either crawling or dead, but what was there instead horrified me. The bear wasn't crawling anymore. Instead, it was fully upright. Somehow, it was floating, and a single thread of string hung from one of its leg stumps. "How?" I asked, terrified. The atrocious bear lunged toward me. I dodged and reached for a gun I kept in the room. Without hesitation, I aimed and shot the atrocity 3 times in its torso. The creature made a loud, horrible screaming sound, too robotic to sound alive, but not robotic enough to sound dead. I ran away, leaving the lab, and I hid inside a red box, a hidden area I created in case a shooting happened. I stayed there for hours, waiting for daytime. Eventually, the sun rose. I left my hiding spot and saw multiple employees inside the factory already, including Sam. Sam noticed my terror. "What happened?" he asked. I couldn't answer him. "What happened?" Sam asked again. "Everyone, go," I said. "No work for today. In fact, no work ever. Business is closed. You will get $300 each for working here." Everybody looked surprised, but I handed them their money and they left. When everyone was gone again, I looked around the factory to see if I could find the atrocity and hopefully finish it off once and for all, assuming it wasn't already dead. I noticed a small trail coming out of the factory lab. Since the atrocity had a thread of string that dangled from its right leg, I assumed that trail belongs to it. So I followed the trail. It led me outside the factory, past large boxes and above a fence, which took me to a road. The road was blocked by 2 walls of stone. One of the walls was small, only blocking part of the road. The other wall blocks the entire road. The trail led to a tunnel, which wasn't blocked off. I'd lost the atrocity. It was likely already far away by now. I noticed 2 messages on the stony walls. They said, "Give me the cheese, and soon I will have it all."